Hello everyone, welcome to the video of where I talk about how I built my skarloey model. And also, for funsies, we're also going to talk about how the rolling stock I built with them, and how I built them. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Alrighty, let's talk about trucks. They were very easy to put together, even though, they're really simplistic, they're trucks. But the files came from Thingiverse. I'll put the person on screen. They were very easy to put together. I think I literally put them together in like 2 days, I believe. I do use reference material from which were screenshots or whatever Thomas A. Merch provided on his Twitter. And that's pretty much it. The only thing I just didn't like about them was that they took a long time to print. Actually, even saw on my slate truck, you could tell on its main body that it was not printed well. But however, I don't really care since these meant to look like wood, and I could hide it by weathering. Unlike the skarloey model, which let's get on to the main event of this video. So skarloey was a pain in the ass. So the skarloey you can see on screen, that is actually Mark 2. Mark 1 was where I was very stupid about it. I decided to use too much wood filler, because I used wood filler on this, and wood filler is really relatively the same. But I used the wood filler on his body. However, I printed the body on standard quality on my printer, which it did not look good. Even so, on some of the photos you will see, or whatever's on screen at the time I'm editing this, you can see how rough his body is. But one thing I'll say, do not try to use spray paint or any kind of paint as filler, because like also you see on the photos, his finish was not good. And I also used so much filler on him because I was just very stupid with this. But yeah, Mark 1 was scrapped, and I decided to print a new skarloey. But some parts of Mark 1 still survived. Actually, his buffer beams, both front and rear, actually came from Mark 1, and his chassis was also made from Mark 1. But however, the chassis is relatively broken at the moment. I modified the original files of the chassis to accommodate a gearbox I made. I made the chassis a little too thin, it couldn't hold its weight. However, at the time I'm recording this, I am making a new chassis from scratch for him, and if you're curious, he does have his electronics in him for his eye mechanism. However, they are not powered at the moment. I don't have a proper battery box for him yet, but also the motor for his chassis also needs to be reworked. But Mark 2 was printed at dynamic quality, which, fun thing is that I didn't actually need to do much sanding or filling, but I still did sand and did put a little bit of filler on him, and I gave him a quick spray paint, and he came out relatively clean. Even so, I gave him his red coat, and oh my god, it's so good. The spray paint was a gloss coat, or it was glossy paint, and it hides so much of the imperfections of the print lines. Like, even so, if you can find a print line, it just looks like the light hides it well from the gloss. But he was weathered in the same process I used for the trucks. I dry brushed the wet rain directly on him, but I would like to go back to that. Even so, the skarloey will be stripped out as paint and then be done. This is not the last time using the skarloey. Most likely I will make a part 2 describing some some new updates I've done to him. But overall, I'm fine with how he looks, and yeah, it's skarloey, not much to say. But also forever, before I get a ton of comments, his lining and nameplates are in the making right now. I just need to get them printed. The only thing I would say about I would want to do is definitely get some kind of grown pen or some metal side rods at least, because the plastic ones I am using aren't really the best since I printed them thinly, and also I believe some of these parts were meant to be printed in resin, especially the face, which I have 3D printed faces before. Actually, I have an old scrapped Percy face. I had it on my old Percy model for a bit, and it came out relatively clean after sanding, but definitely in the far future, I will try to see if I can get new faces printed out in resin for him. Because also the paint application on him is not really good on the face. However, it works as a temporary face for now. But all I can say is thank you for watching for right now. New model videos will be coming out of my models. Even so, I'm going back to working on my Percy and Thomas model. But yeah, I guess see that's relatively it. I guess it's just Dave. Thanks for watching and coming back. Skarloey will return. I can say that, and also I am sorry for how shitty my recording sounds. I'm not used to doing this, so yay. Even so, I made a script for this. I'm going unscripted. The script sucked. But anyway, rant aside, thank you for watching, and see you next time whenever. I don't know when I'll be uploading again. I'm just kind of uploading randomly.